Oh, it's time. Time to get radical.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to Radical Comment of the Day for January 8, 2020. Today's honorable mentions come to us from Calamity Gamine, Canadian Gamer, and Troy Bilko. The bronze medal today comes to us from Red Stratus 97. Gold Response. Oh boy, nice post. However, another story on what the Pats fans will be this decade and beyond may be how Cowboy fans are today. Cowboy fans love to bask in their early 90s Super Bowl winning days. It doesn't matter how bad the team has been since then. Cowboy fans are the most delusional fans I know, thinking that their team is still the best in the world to this day. They will not ever accept that the team is nowhere close to what they were decades ago. It's crazy how many of them are. I feel the Patriots fans of the future are slowly going to become the Cowboy fans of today, just ignorant at how their team really is. I think we all know them, don't we? Maybe we work with some Cowboy fans. Maybe they're in your family. There's a lot of Cowboy fans. It is, after all, America's team. America's team! The Dallas Cowboys. Here's the thing, though. Dallas Cowboys have not been really relevant. Other than the franchise, which is like one of the biggest franchises in sports, the team really hasn't been super relevant. Like you said, to those Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith 90s days. And that's been a long freaking time. It's been a long freaking time. But it could be a team, could be a person, it could be somebody that just basks in their former glory. Hey, I used to be this. Hey, I used to be that. Look what I used to be. And for what it's worth, if it's a team or a person, hey, you achieved it, right? Pat yourself on the back. But at some point, decades and decades and decades into the future, it's kind of like, what have you done for me lately? All right, if this was like any other team, the fans would have probably, it's just like, and they had promise last year. Last year going into this year, they had promise. A lot of people said that the Cowboys could be a Super Bowl contender. But the problem is, as it always happens with the Cowboys, is just upper management. And I don't really even think Jerry Jones and them, I don't think they care about winning. I don't think they care about it because the franchise is making money, so much freaking money. I don't think they're just counting the bills, so I don't think they really even care, to be honest. Not a whole lot. Because the brand is going to make a lot of money. Meanwhile, you have other franchises, other teams, the Ravens. A lot of people thought were going to go all the way, but they got knocked out by the Titans. The Titans might, go out and get another upset. They might go to the Super Bowl. They might win it all. But they won't be America's team. The Cowboys, though, America's team. Well, if the Cowboys are America's team, then America kind of fucking sucks, doesn't it? That's going to trigger a lot of Cowboy fans. I'm just saying. Just looking at it as it is. Okay? I think everything should be equal. You shouldn't be able to just call yourself America's team, if you're not consistently in that conversation like every single year. The Patriots have been consistently in that conversation most of this century to this point. Just think about that. They've been in the conversation. They've been in the playoffs I don't know. Did they ever miss the playoffs? I think maybe a couple years. I'm not sure. But they've always been in the conversation. Have the Cowboys been in the conversation? But what you're saying here is possibly, maybe, the Patriots might become the next Cowboys. Could you imagine that? A lot of you Patriots fans? What if the Patriots don't get another great quarterback? What if they just fade into obscurity, huh? 2040, 2050, people still trying to talk about the Patriots, but, they'll be talking about Tom Brady and everything. I don't know. It could happen. So I will say, if you're rooting for a sports team, regardless of who it is, and they hit the big one, it could be fleeting. But with the Patriots, it lasted a lot longer than it did with the Cowboys. As far as I would compare. There's really no comparison other if you go into basketball and maybe the Celtics, back like a long time ago, and some of those teams. But as far as franchises, and I don't know, That's going too long. Sorry, gave you too much long for the bronze. Okay, you're just the bronze red Stratus. You don't get a lot of time, huh? Okay, it's normally a time I would give a gold. Okay, who's got the silver today? Well, this one's going to go to a man who I checked out his gaming stream the other day. It's Baltimore Retro Gaming. The Dark Side. Damn it, I can't do a good Darth Vader. Rick, you and many others. I mean, I probably could, but just not right now. I'd need a toilet paper thing. Yeah, that's what I would need. Rick, you and many others have talked about an imaginary line that's crossed when an innocent YouTube channel turns into a tool devised to generate revenue. I believe at the point that's also the line that's crossed when you give away your passion, the passion for your channel anyways. I think about that you really see the true nature of these people during live streams, locked behind a paywall. Sometimes this dark side that we speak of can be avoided, but only if things like Patreon are avoided. When the human element gets involved with Patreon, something always gets fucked up. Human emotions are like greed and jealousy. They take over the need for more subs, more clicks, and more money. I've owned many tangible items in my life, and the thing I value the most is the relationships I've made since I've been on this earth. I believe we are all here in this community to feel this way. That's why we value the comment section, a place where people can speak their mind and interact with others, which is great because when I'm at work, all I have to do is whip my phone out. I thought you were going to say something else. Whip your phone out on break, and it's like I'm hanging out with the guys. One thing I love about this channel is the fact it's still here. If you're listening to this, it might be April, okay? Because I'm recording this. Trying to keep this up for all of you, for the community. I'm trying to keep up these comments today because I know a lot of you like them. Even though, to be honest, today is the 18th, and I'm not getting a whole lot of comments. It's almost like people don't want to leave comments if you're not uploading uploads. Like, what's up with that? I don't get that. I'm trying to keep this going because I really like the community here. Okay. And, like I said, the channel is still up. It's still here. So I might as well, keep going with this. And you talk about the dark side. We talked about the dark side before, when a channel seemingly just kind of gives into it. And it's no longer about the community on the channel. And I'm not saying every single channel out there, or every single channel that, just has a Patreon is not anymore about their community, okay? Unless you're freaking Yang who has a $200 Patreon, okay? You have his $200. Once you have a $200 Patreon tier, okay, the bets are off, okay? You no longer freaking care about anyone in your audience, all right? If you're expecting them to give you $200 a month, I can't get past that, okay? But, your channels that really put a lot of time into their uploads, being active in their community and everything, actually replying to comments in your comment section. Yeah. So I don't know where exactly the line is. Sometimes it's easy to see. Sometimes it's easy to see the line, as in the case, like I said, of someone with maybe a $200 Patreon tier. But, if you got a channel, maybe you got a guy or a girl that consistently gets in their comment section, talks to people, but maybe they have a Patreon and it's like $1 or $2 or something like that, then maybe that person's not, I don't know. It's like different people draw the line differently, I'm saying. But the hope is for people not to just become consumed with more and more and more, and to start valuing all the money far more than they value their community and the people, that come by and everything, and I hope you didn't get mad that I didn't give you $5, $10, or $20 on your gaming stream the other day, playing them shmups. That looked like a really cool game on the 360, though. I forget. You'll have to tell me in the comment section down below. I mean, if this is still a channel and it's still around, you'll have to tell me in the comment section down below again what that game was. And you said it's region free, which is very cool. Thank you, Baltimore Retro Gaming. Now we get to the gold medal. The gold medal today comes to us from Rusty Shackelford. Damn freaking straight. I can't remember this upload or what you're replying to, but I'll go with it. One honorable mention and one, oh, you're talking about yourself. Damn freaking straight. One honorable mention and one silver for 2020. Well, now you have a gold there, Rusty. Okay. Just need the bronze and gold, maybe even the unicorn platinum. Well, the unicorn platinum, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that kind of thing, that's like a shooting star. Not like shooting star, like a, no, I can't think of a good analogy. Anyway, I like the gold comment, definitely worthy of the gold. And you're talking about that one sports guy that came by and left the comment about sports. I can't remember his name, but I'll just call him sports guy. I can relate to this as well. Been a Cubs fan since 4 years old. It was heartbreaking to see all the mess in the NLCS in 2003, the sweeps in NLDS in 2007 and 2008, and the crushing blow of the NLCS in 2015. Guess what? Many people abandoned the Cubs during those years, but many of us, like myself, stuck around and had hopes they would win the big one. They finally did in 2016. I was happy as hell and grateful to witness something many generations before me couldn't. Rather than satisfaction and gratefulness, many other fans got greedy or hopped on the bandwagon. People wanted more from the Cubs. When the Cubs slipped in 2017, 2018, and now 2019, people played the blame game and started pointing fingers. People just want more championships instead of being grateful of that one. I get it. The purpose of sports is for the team to win. I get it. But in the case of the Cubs, who have the longest championship drought in American sports history, you would think people would be happy for having just that one. After all, many people shared stories about how their grandparents or parents, etc., die without witnessing the Cubs win the big one. People are just ungrateful and greedy. Kind of reminds you of the e-beggars a bit. Might actually explain why people actually donate to these e-beggars in the first place. Maybe these people are greedy and ungrateful themselves and just want to help these greedy and ungrateful YouTubers. Maybe these YouTubers remind these casual people of themselves a bit. Get you to think, doesn't it? It's weird. That last thing, kind of like a, you call it a paradox? I'm not sure. Okay, my brain is stuck here. If you have a greedy person that donates to another greedy person, I don't know. Like, I'm like, sorry, I can't really think about it. Like, I can't see that because you would think the greedy people would take money from the other person. Okay, I don't know. I don't know. I gotta put a disclaimer up there for the future here. Also, you mentioned e-beggars and greedy and everything like that. Hopefully, that doesn't trigger and make people angry that people have opinions on Patreon and things like that. Hopefully, my bad, our bad, Rusty. We have opinions. Yeah. Talking about the Cubs, I don't follow baseball a whole lot, but I remember that moment. Man, the look on people's face in that crowd, the interviews with people, elderly people, people that look like, man, this might be their last baseball game they ever saw. Just the joy. And that's the core of what is just amazing about sports. People wonder, like, what do you get involved in sports? Like, why even? Why even? Moments like that. Being a fan of a team for a long time, and they finally get it. They finally win the big one. But then we talk about, greedy. Getting greedy, right? That's like a theme of this comment of the day here. Getting greedy. You win the big one. Okay, after such a drought, you win the big one. But then you want more. You want a second one. You want a third one. You want a dynasty. You want a dynasty. A lot of people get greedy, with a woman. Let's say you pursue a woman. You pursue a woman for a long time. Then you get her. You bet her. And then you want more beautiful women at the same time. And it just becomes like this thing to where you keep wanting and you keep wanting and you keep wanting. Actually, that has nothing to do with baseball. And that's not me. Like, if I got Jennifer Lawrence tomorrow, I'm like, hey, I'd be happy, right? Well, I think for 2020, I'm changing it out to another person. My time with her, Jennifer Lawrence, I don't know. As far as celebrity crushes, I don't think she fits the bill anymore. I'll have to find a new one.